All right, so I've literally waited the entire year for this shoe to come out. After the first images of this one specifically, I was very intrigued where this would fit in the New Balance lineup because there's so many excellent pairs that they've released specifically this year that it's been pretty insane. But this is the Fresh Foam X Balos, and I believe that's how you pronounce it. But here is a look at the shoe, and this is I mean, like pure happiness comes to mind when I think about this shoe right here. And big shout out to New Balance for actually sending this one over. It was one that was going to be on my list to buy. I reached out to them. I was like, can you please try to get these ones? And they're like, we'll see what we can do. And they just randomly showed up at my house. So I'm like, sweet. I'm so stoked. But anyway, these things are insane. So this is a video that's gonna be sponsored by New Balance, but they don't get to dictate anything I say in the video, which is always a plus. It's just my honest opinion about the shoe. And it's fun to be able to give you guys reviews about shoes that I'm just passionate about. Now, this is a running sneaker. I am kind of running in them a little bit. I'm not like a marathon runner or anything like that. I'm a heavier set dude. Just trying to walk the dogs and you know, stay a little bit active out there. But this shoe is incredible. And the first time I put these on feet, I was like, this really reminds me of the very first time I tried on the New Balance 1080 V13s, but like an alternate universe version, like a crazier, beefier, stronger, more powerful version of the 1080 V13s. So in my opinion, there's a lot of similarities to the 1080 V13s, but there's also some significant differences as well. So hopefully I'll get into some of those details for you guys in this video. All I can say is the aesthetics of the shoe and this colorway specifically, I love that they have kind of this fun launch colorway that is available. And if you guys are interested in buying a pair, I will link them in the description of the video. And if you guys do use my links, it lets New Balance know that you guys saw it. Supports my channel greatly when you guys do that. This colorway specifically is called white with relic brown and blue oasis. And I do like the hits of the blue oasis with that relic brown. I think that adds a lot of pop to the shoe. It gives it a nice just overall look and feel. Anyways, I'll get into some information about what New Balance says about this product so you guys just get a general overview before I break it down. New Balance says that these are best for every day. It says they have extra soft cushion and that these are a neutral support shoe. The weight is 9.2 ounces for like a men's 9.5. And then the heel toe drop is 6 mm, which is very significant. The fact that there's only a 6 mm heel toe drop, that means the midsole in this thing is beefy, and that's part of the reason why I really like that. Anyway, I'll get into more into that in a second. The description says your new favorite training partner. This running shoe features an innovative midsole design with ground contact EVA outsole, PEBA-blended foam with pronounced rocker midsole for a lightweight, propulsive, and fast underfoot feel to take you seamlessly from training to race day. Reflective accents designed to catch the light. It also says that this has a lightweight and breathable creel mesh upper, has a soft gusseted tongue for structure and comfortable fit and feel, adjustable lace closure for a customized fit. And so far, there's a lot of 5-star ratings on this shoe, and rightfully so. Now, the downside for some of you guys out there is the retail price is $200. So is it worth the $200 for this or not? Now, if New Balance sent me these or not, I was gonna buy them, $200 or not. I was very, very intrigued. And as soon as I got them, like I said, very similar to the $165 1080 V13, but like a better version. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is a no-brainer. $200 is a lot of money, but if you guys are like me that just like that overall underfoot cushioning, like it's easier on my joints. I'm an older guy. Having the extra cushioning under my joints is definitely a big plus when I'm walking around. I'm going to Disney World in December, and I think this might be my daily walker, which is going to be replacing the 1080 V13s that I thought I was going to be bringing. So are they good? In my opinion, absolutely. What makes them good? Let's go ahead and get into that. The midsole is extra soft, as they alluded to. It is crazy. It's very, very soft, but the reason why I like this a little bit better than the 1080 is that's actually significantly wider as well. So the width of the heel is a little bit bigger, the width of the forefoot is a little bit bigger, and I did get the standard version of the shoe, not a wide version. I don't even know if they actually offer wides at this point, but the midsole is extra soft and squishy, and when you put them on and you just walk, you definitely have a nice rocker motion. The shoe, I'm a heel striker as I walk, as well as when I kind of lightly run. So heel strike to toe off, these things are insane. Like it's soft. Midfoot is crazy soft as well, and then you transition and it toes off and it feels really, really good. Also, they did mention the ground contact EVA, which I think is pretty awesome that they actually called that out, because you do have some sections that are harder rubber outsole like we're used to seeing on the New Balance, and it looks like you have rubber traction on the outsole completely, but this like orangish brown section here and here in the back is actually not hard rubber. This is actually like a softer EVA. So I don't know if the ground contact EVA is Fresh Foam X or if it's just a different compound, because it is a little bit different than the sidewall Fresh Foam X. This is like a little bit firmer, but it still is extremely soft. So you can definitely feel the squish underneath your foot because of the ground contact. So I think that that is actually one of the craziest integrations for this product. The fact that you have so much cushioning. You have the crazy midsole, but then you also do have the outsole foam that's so soft. And it feels really grippy as well when I'm running around on the cement and stuff outside. I was like, this is pretty impressive. The only thing I am curious about is the longevity of this rubber on the outsole, because it is something that is a little bit softer. Is it gonna wear down a lot faster than a traditional rubber? I would imagine a little bit faster, but I will check back with you guys and do a video like after wearing these casually, and just if this wears down a lot or not. Now the upper material is pretty interesting as well. It is a thinner material across the toe box, and you could see right through parts of it as well. So I like the ununiformed look of how the ventilation holes are poking through there. Like, it's just not like a traditional pair, which I appreciate. You also do have a fused end on both sides of the shoe with that blue color. On the back heel tab, it does say Balos. Also on the heel construction here, I do like these little plastic inserts. They're definitely harder to the touch, but it adds a nice little stylish element, which is something I really actually appreciate about this model. Is it's big and chunky, but it's also very stylish looking in my opinion. So I definitely am there for that. I actually really like this like diamond shaped pattern that they have for the liner as well. It's nice and soft on the liner of the shoe. And then you get to the tongue, which is gonna be a hit or miss for some people. For me, I don't really love this type of tongue personally. This is an attached tongue that is knit. It is stretchy and it is a little bit ribbed down here, which I actually like. I think it looks fun. But I don't usually prefer this style of tongue. I do like just a regular standard tongue with a little bit of padding here that is gusseted, so it holds it into place, and then you have a little extra padding on the top. I do understand why they went with this type of tongue though. The tongue is very nice and stretchy, as I mentioned, so you can stretch it out and put it on, so that's a plus. But it also will keep your foot locked down a little bit more. And when you have this soft of a midsole, it is nice to have just that extra little lockdown for the tongue area. So I get why they did it. It's not my personal favorite, but I will say the way that they actually integrated this knit tongue is like pretty rad. Like, it's very soft and stretchy, which I appreciate. You also do have a fused layer around the laces, and then also around the lace holes. I like that the fused layer around the laces is kind of like seamless, and it doesn't even look like it's there. And then you get to the reflective details, just another thoughtful thing that they added to the shoe, something that New Balance always does. You do have a little bit of a reflective hit here on the toe. And then these side panels in the back that I mentioned, these plastic ones, these are actually reflective, as well as a tiny center strip of reflective material on the heel. I like that also. But it gives you that extra protection and that extra reflective nature on all angles of the shoe, which is always a plus. I also like on the insole, something I haven't seen yet, Fresh Foam X, and it says reshaping cushioning since 2014. I like that they call that out. Even though it's just Fresh Foam X, it's nice to see a steady evolution in the bottom of the shoe. Now these do weigh 9.2 ounces, as I mentioned. They are pretty wide also. So it's a pretty nice combination of a lightweight pair that's pretty breathable, as well as obviously super comfortable with this midsole. Getting into that rocker feel, because that's one of those things that could be controversial. Sometimes people like a rocker motion when they're walking around. Other people do not. Check this out though. Like, it definitely adds a rocker-esque vibe to it right here. I think this is a shoe that you could still wear casually, even with a rocker motion. And part of the reason why, maybe because I'm just a heavier set dude, the rocker motion is definitely welcome, and it feels really nice as I'm walking. As I mentioned, heel to toe transitions are great. Tons of midfoot cushioning. Like, I can just stand on my tippy toes and just feel mass amounts of cushioning in the midsole. I love that. Also, when you heel strike, there's tons and tons of cushioning there. So like, the whole thing is just a very well cushioned machine, but the rocker motion is not so extreme that you feel like you're gonna wobble over and fall off. Like, I feel like some rockers out there can have that sensation. I did not get that one in this one. I felt like the rocker was integrated well, but something that you could use for walking around, as well as like picking up the pace when you're running around and just having extra cushion when you're running. So I tried these on next to the Supercomp Trainer Elite V4s, which have a crazy rocker in them as well. That one actually has a plate in the bottom of the shoe. So that one has like a really crazy fast rocking motion, which makes sense because it's a marathon running shoe. So you want to have kind of a quick little toe off and just rocking sensation. I didn't get that in this because of how crazy soft the midsole was and how plentiful it was. It's a nice natural rocking sensation in my opinion, something that I definitely like, and something that I can see myself just wearing casually, as well as if I'm gonna be trying to go out for a run. So for me, casual usage is a yes. It's a shoe that I'm definitely gonna be wearing casually for fun. I have been wearing it for the last week casually, and it's just been something that I've really enjoyed putting on. If I had to give it a rating for like stability and stuff, I'd give it probably like an 8 out of 10. Obviously, it's a very, very soft shoe. It definitely kind of squishes and moves to the direction of wherever I'm going. So it's like firmer shoes you have and you topple over and it like snaps. Sort of feel this one kind of just rolls with where your foot's going. So I didn't feel like there was any stability issues for me, at least. Breathability, I would say probably like an 8.5, 8.6 out of 10. It's very breathable in the toe box section and on the side panels as well. You can see literally right through here. The tongue is a knit right here though, so that like absorbs a little bit more of the wind, I think, in the shoe through the side panels, but it is very breathable. I would say the traction for casual for me was like a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, very nice, even though you do have, again, that EVA outsole, which was interesting, but I didn't feel bad at all. It felt nice and grippy, and I don't know, it felt good when I'm walking around. The comfort though for me is where this thing is king. I love the overall sensation of these things. I can't express to you again how insanely good it felt. And I'm a huge fan of the 1080 V13s, like you guys already know, but this was like even a better experience than that, for me at least, than the 1080 V13s. Like, I don't know, dude. It's crazy to me how they were able to engineer something for myself. Like, I look at the shoe and I'm like, this pretty much is for me. Like, it has a wider base, wider forefoot, it has a soft midsole, the heel strike, the midfoot is insanely soft. The overall sensation underfoot is just excellent. Like, so for me, 9.5 out of 10 for comfort. Just an insanely comfortable shoe. If you need something for your joints, if you just have a shoe that you want to be able to wear that has a nice overall sensation walking around, then these are excellent. Because of the rockerous sensation, standing around in them, maybe not going to be for everybody, but for me, I didn't have any problems with it, just standing around, walking around with them. And when you're standing in line at like Disney World and stuff like that, you're kind of standing and walking, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm just standing in one spot the entire day. I'm walking as well, so I don't think I'm gonna have any problems in Disney with these walking around, standing around in line. Overall, I'm very excited that I was able to get a pair of these. Again, thank you to New Balance for sponsoring the content on the channel. This is an incredibly awesome shoe. It's fun to be able to get a pair of shoes that you've been looking forward to the entire year and have them live up to the expectations and even exceed expectations to some capacity as well. Like the midsole and the feeling that I get putting these on and walking around in them is one of the best feelings I think I've had on a pair of sneakers all year. New Balance has an insane lineup though, because there's so many different runners out there that are just excellent. You have the FuelCell Rebel V4s, you have the SuperComp Trainer V3s, which I actually am getting those as well. I'll be able to compare these to those very soon. Then you also have like the Elites, V4s that I mentioned. You have the Fresh Foam X 880s, 860s, 1080 V13s, like the More V5s, which is another shoe that I actually have coming as well. Because I feel like this and the More V5s and the SuperComp Trainer V3s, all of them are just gonna be excellent pairs. They all offer something maybe slightly different. So this, like, which is the one for you? Like, that's the sort of video that I plan on doing in the future. Just breaking down all of those pairs that I mentioned to you guys from the casual, at least from my perspective, of which ones I think is best for which situation casually. But if you guys are interested in seeing that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check back. Again, if you guys want to buy a pair of these or the 1080 V13s or some of the other products that I mentioned, I'll link them in the description over to New Balance's website. But these things are, man, if you guys get these and you try them out, come back to the video, please leave a comment in the comment section, an update after you got them. If you got them from my link, much, much appreciated. But if you bought a pair in general, and you like them or dislike them, come back and leave feedback, because I always love to see that type of feedback in the comment section. It's always fun to be able to see people be like, dude, I bought my first pair of 1080s because of you, and they're amazing. Like, I love to see the comments, positive or negative. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Have a good rest of the day. Hopefully see you guys back for some more sneaker content very soon. All right, peace guys.